This is Paul, the Platinum Prince. How are we doing tonight? I just got out of spin class, so you guys know I love to work out. At Platinum Prince 10 is my Instagram. Those of you who don't follow, please do. Anyway, so tonight we're going to talk about the first day of Sorcery Contested Realm Kickstarter. It has been incredible. It has been some good surprises, some reveals. So let's dig right into it. Alright, so they have thus far raised, it's changing every hour, but bear with me, $785,000. Congrats, Eric and Simon. You guys have done well. I knew you'd do well. I definitely underestimated you. I'm going to be on camera. I didn't think it would go up this much in a single day. Like, wow. Well done. So, it's print to demand, but the way I've calculated the boxes is now it will be a plus or minus 10% because of the pre-con decks, playmats, collector sample cards, pack pledges, and arts. But take that $785,000 divide by $130, which is the cost of a booster box, and you've got around 6,037 boxes. That is a rough estimate, but still, 6,000 is not as much as I initially thought. Now we're only day one of Kickstarter, guys. It's a 3-week process. So there's still time for plenty of whales, influencers to make moves. Team Covenant has done something special. I'm going to talk about that later in this discussion. But 6,000 is more than Akora and MetaZoo. But there's plenty of incentives to open. I'm going to get into that. So the tiers range from having like just a basic pre-con deck tier for $50 all the way to the avatars tier, which was $9,500. That include a couple cases, uncut sheets, sample pack pledge, one of the avatar tiers. You can only spend up to $10,000 on a Kickstarter pledge. Now, are there people ask, can you open multiple accounts? Yes, you can. Now, if you happen to pledge on multiple accounts the avatar tier, Eric and Simon did mention they will look at multiple this addresses for that, since that is something much more unique and high-end. So, just be careful, guys. I mean, since it's printed Amando on all the other tiers, if you have one that doesn't have the collector cards or the uncut sheets, just pick one pledge and buy as many pre-con decks, which are $50, or a booster box, $130, or the case, which is $750. That includes 6 boxes. I was trying to look actually to see if a case included the provenance of it saying Sorcery Contested Realm Kickstarter quantity. There was a picture of how the case would look like. So Eric and Simon, if you guys can put that on the page, if you're watching this video, I think a lot of collectors and stores would appreciate that. Oh, and there's also, of course, an LGS store pledge called the Innkeeper. What I thought was interesting, this one included about 20 or so prize cards. I don't know what they are yet, but I think that is a neat reveal. And it's great to always support the brick and mortar. So, congrats to that. I think we all appreciate it. So, I think that's a sleeper in my opinion is the pre-con decks. While they are pre-constructed, as the name goes, I think that not as many people will add them, because there's not the chase to them per se. But when things like that do occur, there's a lower supply, and therefore they could get expensive relatively quick. So I would say obviously put in your money if you're investing, or obviously want to play more into the boxes, but be mindful of the pre-con decks. People are just kind of ignoring. That was just my personal observation. I want to go over specifically the stretch goals and my feedback on it. So here's how it's going to go. So at 400K we unlock, at 400K, 750K, and once we do reach 850K, there's the box toppers. So here's the thing. I'm a little puzzled by this. Because let's say this project raised no more than 400K. That means there was the box topper avatar, but it's like I feel like when you do like MTG when they did Zendikar Rising box toppers, Modern Masters box toppers, Double Masters box toppers. There was a chase. Certain ones were a lot more rare than the others. But if we just stick to the 400, let's say we only raise 400K, there'd only be one box topper. So it made me think, well then what's the point of having only one box topper you can pull? Now if it was just an add-on card as a thank you, like Death Door Mechanic is a card going to be given to everyone who pledge. Exclusive to Kickstarter, beautiful foil card. Oh, and link to the Kickstarter is below, and to the Facebook Sorcery fan page as a special thank you to Mike Arthouse from Discord. We appreciate all your hard work and support. You're priceless to us. Thank you. Oh, and another note on the pre-con decks. I know those of you who played MTG or love MTG Alpha, they did have display bricks of decks, but those weren't pre-con decks. These are sorcery ready to play decks. Those from MTG Alpha were randomized for you to get certain rares and lands and all that. Like, it was still chases. As far as I know, the pre-con decks are ready for you to play out of the deck. That's not a bad thing. I'm just trying to explain the difference. Those of you who come from MTG Alpha background. So outside of the box topper, or going for the box toppers at 750K, we unlocked another one, and we're about to unlock another one at 850K. So I'm assuming you'll now have one of three possibilities. Now, will they be equally distributed? I don't know. That's something for Eric and Simon to discuss. But I'm assuming each one will have the same probability to pull. So I do think they're all cool, but originally I was thinking, yeah, if it was just one, that doesn't seem really point of opening something in terms of it being in a box topper. That's just my opinion. I could be totally wrong. At 600K, I was very surprised by this. It said security measures to have like the tamper seal and specific, I believe, like sorcery logo on the box to prevent counterfeit. I could be wrong in the logo aspect, but I mean just basically to prevent counterfeit measures. So for one, I'm surprised that's even a stretch goal. Why? Because coming from doing a Korra and MetaZoo Kickstarter, those measurements were taken in place with the wrapping and the tamper seal without it being a stretch goal. And not only that, 600K is a very high stretch goal for this. So first I was like kind of thrown off, thinking, why is it a stretch goal and why is it so high? It could be also due to logistics. Maybe the planning of it was not thought of beforehand. But it's good to at least have it there, and I'm assuming this will be ongoing for every set moving forward. I know Flesh and Blood, the complaint is from the Alpha boxes that those don't have the Legend Story Studios logo on the wrapping. Arcane Rising Forward do, but the Flesh and Blood Alpha does have potential for people to counterfeit if they wanted to. Haven't heard of any instances, but it's 2022. Can't put it past anybody to do anything. Now, what I love the most is at 700K, we've unlocked foils. Get this, guys. A foil for all 400 cards. And Eric was super creative with this. This is what I loved. If you get the foil, it'll be the back will have the full art. That is awesome. I love that. So that appeals to either you want to play just have the full art because you like it without text, or you could turn it around and have the text and have the foil shown through. That is really cool. I love it. That from the chat today, people discussed that it's more of a collector item instead of playability. But if you are going to play with that, just remember to put sleeves. If not, then people will see that you have the full art in the back and realize what your card is, and you're not going to do very well in the game. That's just a side note, but people are going to use sleeves anyway. I just want to inform people. So here's the thing. Now the chase is, let's get every foil. So there's 36 packs to a box. You got one foil in every 4 packs. Let's assume you're extremely lucky and you get 9 foils per box. It will take you, assuming no duplicates, it will take you over over 40 boxes to get all 400 foils. That is very challenging. And as of now, with the, like I said, with the amount raised, there's about 6,000 boxes. 785,000 divided by 130. That's MSRP or that's the price of each booster box. I know plus or minus the pre-con decks and other add-ons and tiers, but it's a rough estimate. But still, 6,000 is not that many, guys. Trying to grab all these foils will be very difficult. I can see a lot of people going on Whatnot right now trying to bid 30, 40, 50, 60, 80, 100, $200 a pack to hunt for a unique foil. This also brings up, the worry that people will now weigh packs and sell heavy ones or not, or sell you a light one, claim it's heavy and get a premium. So be very careful if you're going to buy loose packs. Only do it from a trusted LGS or a Whatnot streamer. Or just buy the sealed box. By the way, you do have 3 weeks. So the only things knocked out are like the high-end, like Avatar Pledge. You had the special planings, the Collector Pledge with the uncut sheets. The early birds, unfortunately, are out, but unfortunately are gone. But you can order as many boxes, cases of boxes, and pre-con decks as you want. The limit is 10K. Yes, you can open multiple accounts. People do what they do. But with the Avatar Pledge, since those are the special paintings, Eric and Simon will double check those to make sure there's not one person who has like all 5 paintings. Because they want to spread the love on that. Not just have one person hoard it all. So, there's also been additional playmats unlocked. And what was really a big surprise, or I guess not a surprise, a huge amount of it was Team Covenant is partnering with Sorcery, and they already set up subscriptions where you can subscribe to pre-order the second set, which we talked about will most likely be revised. Not saying you're going to pay for revised right now. Sorcery, from the talk today, that it's going to be in our hands around September or so. So I believe, I could be wrong, that Eric and Simon will give us 2 to 3 months to get the Kickstarter product, open it, enjoy it, give him feedback, and then we'll start the pre-order prices and items for the second set. Because we need, before we buy the second set, we actually need to play with the first one. It wouldn't make sense to get revised when you haven't even played with Kickstarter just yet. And the Team Covenant subscription does come with a promo. And if you order 1 box, you get 1 promo, 2, so forth, so forth. There's no limit as far as I've seen. There's also no limit to Kickstarter. So get as much as you want. Now, in terms of the end goal, I personally see him getting around $1.4 million, which will roughly bring up between 12 to 13,000 boxes. While that may seem like a lot to people compared to Medicine and Core Kickstarter, which are only between 2,500 to 2,700, keep in mind, guys, Flesh and Blood Alpha was only 16,000, and look at the prices today. They're about $3,700 to $4,000 for Flesh and Blood Alpha. Sorcery can easily achieve that, if not more, especially with all the unique art, gameplay, the foil chase. I love it. The full art with the foil is just a brilliant move. You've outdone yourself, Eric. I keep repeating. And it was interesting also to read, too, actually, the Team Covenant channel, Sorcery specifically. People were describing that Flesh and Blood is going to be more for this hyper-competitive. Sorcery more for the lore casual play. But I'd say be careful when you state that. We don't know how competitive Sorcery will get. It's really up to it really boils down to how the players will make it. It may not get super competitive. It may so. We don't know yet. But it'll definitely have the chase and the collectible aspects. Realistically, once this Kickstarter ends, I already see people putting, like I said, on eBay, their tiers, their pledges. Oh, I say within a day of this closing, there's going to be boxes for pre-order sale for $300-$400. I'm just going to call it now. That's the reality. That's how it is these days. But even then, if you really missed out, it's probably still worth grabbing. Why? Because I already see these being $1,000 to $2,000 boxes at least, due to the unique foils, chase, and also we don't know what other stretch goal surprises Eric and Simon have. And Eric, if you're listening to this, or Simon, I would recommend for a stretch goal to have also acrylic cases to protect the boxes, especially since you're shipping overseas. An example who did that was Akora. They did that, and while there were a few cases that came cracked, none of the booster boxes were damaged. So that was a great plus. If you guys can do it. Another stretch goal idea would be potentially to, I know you guys are doing playmats. Maybe it could be maybe add artist proof randomly seated in the boxes. I think that would be really cool. That is just an idea. I know you guys are thinking well ahead, but I think it would be cool to find an artist proof in my box. That is kind of more similar to, say, baseball, where you can find interesting like proof sketch cards type deals. Or more like Marvel. Marvel has like those Marvel masterpieces. But regardless, Sorcery is doing amazing. It will continue to do well. It does thrive. The demand is there. And I'm curious to if any other influencers will step in this early and cause more and more boxes to be pledged. I will say though that if there is anyone like Alpha Investments who somehow directly promotes it, I do see them getting to the point where we could have 50, 60,000 boxes if there's that much demand from a Rudy effect or something similar. If it got to that point, I would still say you're going to make more than what you paid for, but it'd be very tough to see if it was 50, 60, or even 70,000 boxes produced and seeing how the market absorbs that post facto. That is an unlikely event, but I just want to put that out there because you never know with people and logistics these days. But that's all I have. Congrats, Eric and Simon. Thank you, Mike Arthouse, for all the beautiful work you did on the Facebook fan page. Link below. Hope you guys have a great night. Bye.